What's up, everyone? We are back with part 2 of Sage Indie Game Expo. We are going to be reviewing 6 entries here today, so I will be covering things like gameplay and bugs, and I'll let you know if I can even get the games to run, because sometimes they just don't work at all. So, also we will be trying to use a pad as much as possible, a 360 pad, so let's get into this. So, the first game on the list is called Bazarusk. I'm actually glad that this game came up first because I could not get this to work. On the entries page, there is a brief description explaining that the build is unfinished, but there is absolutely no info about what the game is about or how to use any of the controls. The second is Berserk Boy, a 2D action platformer. Upon starting this game, I can see the work put into this. I think it's ran on a Unity engine, but I'm not exactly sure. But the game starts off with you playing as this kid, and he has some kind of power outage, and there's some dialogue. I can't exactly remember what's being said here, but anyway, the kid powers up to his Berserk form, and now he can beat up enemies and dash through the air. So this game feels very similar to the Mega Man games and the Mega Man X games. You have your dashes and you can kick off the walls. The inputs are very responsive and it works well with an Xbox 360 controller. So this is one of the better entries that I've played so far at this year. So I actually recommend that you go and try this one out. Next up is Blazing World Stars, which is a fighting game. This has 4 playable characters, all fully voiced, and this is inspired by popular fighting game titles such as The King of Fighters and Street Fighter. So I thought this one was actually okay, but as someone who plays a lot of fighting games, there were some things that that stuck out here that actually bothered me that others may not notice. So I put quite some time into all 4 of the characters here. The first one that I tried out was Patrice, which is the big bear. This character had normals very similar to Zangief from Street Fighter. And with this character, I would jump and hit light kick in the air, but nothing would come out. So there was like just no jumping light kick available for this character. But when you're on the ground, standing light kick and crouching light kick work just fine. So I really don't understand what was the point of that. Next up was the cat girl named Mesmeril. I would just randomly taunt like she would just randomly do taunts, and it would allow the opponent to get free hits on me. But I will say that she was my favorite character because she was the most that was like a Shoto. So she'd have a fireball, a DP, and she actually had a very useful low forward. Her low forward actually cannot be chained into a fireball, sadly. To be honest, it was hard to chain anything into anything with this game. Vale appeared to be the character that had the most combo potential, but the lowest health and the lowest damage output of the entire cast. And Matthias, who was the martial artist guy, had great normals and the most reliable anti-air. So I would say go try this out, but don't expect something like a polished Mugen. This game still needs a lot of work. Next is Crocodile. This game has been around for a while. I remember seeing posts about this game for many years. It has been at past Sages as well. And honestly, I can't remember why I never played this game. Anyway, it feels like Castlevania, where you have this whip that you use to attack enemies. There's platforming, and there's these bats that are flying around trying to hit you, and the dreaded knockback is present in this game. So, this game is actually good. There's a lot of paths for you to take, and it feels like Sonic a bit, where if you take the top path, which is harder to reach, you'll be greater rewarded. I played the first zone, and I enjoyed it. My only feedback is I feel the camera can be zoomed in a bit more. So, after finally playing Crocodile, I gotta say that I am a fan of this game, and I look forward to the updates. After that, we have Brock the Investigator. So, this game is like a hybrid between a point and click and a beat 'em up game. So you'll start off playing as this detective named Brock, who can receive tasks from his phone. You'll get calls from clients asking you to solve mysteries or to stop a crime. You start off by getting to know your clients and asking about details on the crime. So you can even ask them things like, can you look around their apartment or their house, as it's always a good idea to get to know who you're dealing with before you help them. So as you travel around the city, you'll find people in need, and you can offer to help them and get additional tasks and side quests. So you will also bump into thugs and robots that you can beat up and gain experience points from. So there was a point in this game where you go to the city and you have to get through this door, and it has like a security camera out in the front. I got stuck in this area. I did not know how to open the door, and it was just this sad robot that I can offer him some help, but he couldn't help me get past the door either. He helped me get into the storage room, but I couldn't, figure out what to do with it. But I will say that I really enjoyed this game. It feels like it was like an official game. Like it didn't feel like it was a fan-made game. So I definitely say try this out. I will probably come back and actually try to finish this demo, put some more time into it. So I highly recommend this one. I give it a high rating. The last game up for today is a unique entry. This is called A Boring Rock Demo. For starters, to play this game, you need to play it from your browser as opposed to downloading it. So the art style of this is like these sketches and doodles. It's kind of cool. So you're this poorly drawn rock that looks like he hates life, and you jump on these platforms. So you collect these items, and I have no idea what they're supposed to be. Like I said, everything is like a bunch of sketches and doodles. And there's also what I believe to be like cars or like cop cars that can damage you. So this game is a small experience. It's very short, and it's played from your browser, so go try it out. That's going to do it for part 2 of this stage, Indie Games. I personally like Berserk Boy the most, followed by Brock the Investigator. So if you want to try these games out for yourself, I will provide the link in the description. Consider giving me a like on this video, as it will help me out greatly. I will see you all next time. Take care.